What's up, kids? It's Fresh Teacher again. Welcome back to our next Scratch lesson.
I hope you're enjoying the course so far. In today's lesson, we're going to learn about one of the most powerful features in Scratch, called clones. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a clone? Well, a clone is simply a copy of a sprite. Imagine you have one football. If you could magically make 10 more footballs that look exactly the same, those would be clones. That's exactly what Scratch allows us to do. Instead of adding the same sprite over and over again, Scratch can create copies for us automatically. This is one of the reasons Scratch is so powerful. You'll use clones when creating games with falling stars, raindrops, snowflakes, balloons, coins, enemies, fruits, bubbles, and many other exciting effects. So let's see how cloning works. As always, our dear Scratch Cat is patiently waiting for us. It's smiling from ear to ear as if it knows we're about to build something exciting. Unfortunately, today's lesson doesn't need our little friend. Let's right-click on the Scratch Cat and choose Delete. There we go. Now we need a new star for today's lesson. Click Choose a Sprite. I'm going to choose a ball, but feel free to choose a different one if you'd like. Now our new actor is ready for today's lesson. Let's teach our ball its very first trick. Go to the Events category and drag the block When This Sprite Clicked. This tells Scratch to start our program whenever we click on the ball. Next, go to the Control category and drag Create Clone of Myself. Attach it underneath the first block. Our program now says, when this sprite is clicked, create a copy of itself. Simple enough. Let's test it. I'll click the ball. It looks like nothing happened. Did our code fail? Not at all. The clone was created perfectly. The problem is that the clone appeared in exactly the same place as the original ball. It's a bit like identical twins standing in exactly the same spot. From where we're looking, they seem to be just one person. So let's help our clones spread out a little. Everyone deserves their own personal space. Go back to the Control category and drag When I Start as a Clone. This block tells every new clone what to do immediately after it is created. Now go to the Motion category. Add Go to Random Position. Excellent. Now every clone will appear somewhere different on the stage. But let's make things even more interesting. Right now, every clone is exactly the same size. That's a little boring, isn't it? Let's give each clone its own personality. Go to the Looks category. Drag Set Size to blank %. Instead of typing a fixed number, we'll make Scratch choose a random size. Go to the Operators category. Find Pick Random 1 to 10. Place it inside the size block. Now change the numbers to 50 and 100. This means every clone will randomly choose a size between 50% and 100%. Some will be small, some will be medium-sized, some will be nice and big. No two clones have to look exactly the same. Now change the numbers to 50 and 100. This means every clone will randomly choose a size between 50% and 100%. Some will be small, some will be medium-sized, some will be nice and big. No two clones have to look exactly the same. Now comes my favorite part. Let's test our project again. Fingers crossed. I'll click the ball. Look at that! Now every click creates a brand new ball. Each one appears in a different position. Each one has a different size. Keep clicking a few more times. Whoa! It looks like our little ball has invited all of its friends to the party. If you keep clicking, Don't blame me if your screen becomes full of green balls. So, you may ask yourself, why are clones important? Imagine creating 100 balls by adding one sprite at a time. That would take forever. You'd probably still be creating them tomorrow. Instead, Scratch creates as many copies as we need with just a few blocks. That's why clones are used in many Scratch projects.
Before we finish, I'd like to give you a small challenge. Pause the video. Instead of making the smallest ball 50%, change it to 20%. Then click the sprite several times. What do you notice? Can you make some really tiny balls? Experiment with different numbers and see what happens. That's one of the best ways to learn Scratch, by playing around with figures and experimenting with various blocks.
Let's quickly review today's lesson. Today, we've learned what a clone is, why clones are useful, how to create a clone, how to move clones to random positions, how to give every clone a random size. Excellent work! You've just learned one of the most useful features in Scratch, and we'll use cloning many more times as we build games and animations later in this course.
Give yourself a little pat on the back. You've earned it. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who would also like to learn Scratch. In the next lesson, we'll continue exploring more exciting Scratch features and build another fun project together. Until then, keep experimenting, keep creating, and remember, every expert programmer was once a beginner. I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.
Enjoying my lessons? Hit the subscribe button and join our adventure. Learn to code, create, and share with us.